What's up, Loves and Dudes? Welcome or welcome back. So, I turned 31 this year, and I don't know if it's just me getting older or everything life has thrown at me lately, but I feel like this has been one of the most reflective seasons of my life. I've caught myself looking back a lot, not because I want to live in the past, but because sometimes you don't fully understand what something was teaching you until you've had enough distance from it. So today I'm getting ready for a little trip to Barnes & Noble, and while we spend the day together, I thought I'd share a few truths. They're not things I've mastered, and I'm definitely still learning them every day. They're simply truths that life kept putting in front of me to embrace until I finally stopped looking away. So if that sounds like something you'd enjoy, come along as I get ready and share the truths I had to face at 31. For a long time, I found myself holding on to what things could become, whether that was relationships, opportunities, or even versions of myself. I think I naturally see potential in people and situations, and sometimes that's a beautiful thing. But there were moments where I realized I was making decisions based on hope instead of what was actually in front of me. Hope isn't a bad thing. I still believe in hope, but I also think there's wisdom in asking yourself, what does my life feel like today? Reality deserves just as much attention as possibility. I've learned that you can deeply care about someone, feel completely understood at one point, or have incredible chemistry and still have to ask whether your lives truly fit together. Love needs more than feelings, it also needs timing, shared values, communication, emotional availability, and two people choosing each other consistently in both words and action. I used to think that if I communicated better, loved harder, stayed patient, or understood someone deeply enough, things would eventually change. I've learned that love can support growth, but it can't replace their own willingness to grow. There's been a connection in my life that never really had a clear beginning or a clear ending. It came into my life during a season when I was still figuring out who I was. And although the connection was meaningful, timing wasn't simple. For a while, I thought the unfinished feeling meant I needed answers. I wanted to know if the story was over or if there was still another chapter waiting to be written. I'm learning that not every unfinished connection is asking to be chased. Sometimes it's asking to be understood. Whether that story continues or not, I'm grateful for what it revealed about me, what I'm capable of feeling, what I value in a relationship, and the kind of love I hope to build one day. Until life gives me a clearer answer, I'm choosing to keep living my own story instead of waiting for someone else's. Looking back, I don't actually think those relationships were just teaching me about love. I think they were slowly introducing me to myself. I've always tried to be understanding. I like giving people the benefit of the doubt, seeing where they're coming from, and being patient. But somewhere along the way, I realized I wasn't extending that same compassion to myself. I was making space for everyone else while quietly shrinking my own needs. Love shouldn't ask you to disappear. Healthy love can make room for two people, not just one. I used to think the right opportunity, the right relationship, or the right timing would finally make everything click into place. The biggest shift happened when I stopped waiting for life to rescue me and started becoming someone who I can rely on. There was a time when so much of my peace depended on how a relationship was going. If things felt uncertain, I felt uncertain. If I felt chosen, I felt secure. If I felt distance, I questioned myself. I'm learning that the safest love isn't the one where someone promises they'll never leave. It's the one where I know I won't leave myself. Ironically, I think that's also what prepares me to love someone else in a healthier way. Once I started building a healthier relationship with myself, I realized healing wasn't something that just happened one day, rather, becoming something I choose over and over again, day after day. Something I've noticed is that when life finally slows down, it almost feels strange. My mind wants to find something to fix or worry about because that's what it's been used to for so long. I'm learning that peace isn't boring. Sometimes it's simply what safety feels like. I love journaling. I love reflecting. I can spend hours trying to understand why I feel a certain way. But eventually, I realized healing also asks you to live differently. Awareness is the beginning, but action is what slowly changes your life. Looking back at different chapters of my life, I realized my heart often knew something was changing before my mind was ready to admit it. There were seasons where I was physically present, but emotionally, I had already started growing into someone new. Sometimes letting go isn't one big decision, it's 100 quiet moments where you slowly choose yourself. Healing is interesting because eventually you stop looking backwards quite as much and you start asking a different question. Instead of what happened, you start asking, who do I want to become now? There were so many things I wanted to do that I kept postponing because I wanted to feel ready first. Whether it was creating, putting myself out there, or even just wearing something that made me feel good. I thought confidence would magically arrive one day. I've learned that confidence isn't something I have to wait around for. It grows when I prove to myself that my words matter too. Every time I keep even one small promise to myself, I rebuild a little more self trust. And I think self trust is one of the deepest forms of confidence because it doesn't depend entirely on praise, attention, or outside validation. I notice that when life gets stressful, my routines are usually the first thing to disappear. I stop dressing intentionally, I stop creating as much, and I slowly disconnect from myself, feeling stuck. I've learned that the version of me I want to become isn't just built on the days I feel inspired. She's also built by the little things I choose to return to and romanticize over and over again. Becoming a mom changed me in the most beautiful ways. But somewhere in that journey, I started believing that taking care of myself somehow meant taking away from my daughter. The more I reconnect with myself, the more present I actually become as her mom. She deserves to know the version of me that feels alive. And that's when something finally clicked for me. Becoming a better version of myself wasn't about becoming someone completely different. It was about slowly coming home to the person I'd been all along. There's been several moments in my life when I felt like I was starting all over again. Heck, including now moving back to Vegas. New homes, new routines, changes in relationships, changes in work, and versions of my life that didn't unfold the way I expected. At times, starting over felt embarrassing. I would look around and think I should be further ahead by now, especially in my 30s. I wondered why I was rebuilding something I thought I had already figured out. But when I look more closely, I can see that I never returned to square one. I came back with a little more experience, stronger boundaries, clearer desires, and a better understanding of myself. I'm learning that beginning again is not the same as beginning from nothing. I carry every lesson, every mistake, every survival skill, and every version of myself that got me here. My circumstances may reset, but I don't. I'm not going backward just because my life is asking me to build differently. If you've made it this far, thank you. I know this video is a bit different than my usual ones, but honestly, I think reflecting like this reminds me how much can change in a few years. Sometimes it doesn't feel like we're growing because we're living it every day, but when you stop and look back, you realize the growth and the progress. Honestly, there's more truths where that came from, but as far as the ones that I chose to share with you today, this is the last truth. If I look back over the past few years, I wouldn't have chosen many of the things I've gone through, but I also wouldn't recognize the women sitting here today without these experiences. I truly believe everything I've gone through happened for a reason. Not because every moment was easy or deserved, but because every season introduced me to a version of myself I wouldn't have met otherwise. Some chapters broke me, some healed me, and some completely changed the direction of my life. I wouldn't be the woman I am today without all of them. Well, those are some truths I had to face at 31. I'm sure if I made this video again a year from now, some of these would probably change, and hopefully I'd have a few new ones to add. I would hope so because there's nothing better to know that I'm growing and evolving to someone better every time. And no, I don't share them because I have life figured out. Honestly, I'm still living through them. But I think there's something comforting about realizing we're all learning as we go. If any of these truths resonated with you, I'd genuinely like to know in the comments below. I always enjoy reading your perspectives because sometimes your stories teach me something too. Thank you for spending this time with me. If you enjoyed this little date and reflections, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the weird, crazy, wild journey. Till then, embrace your truth and be free. See you on the next vlog. Bye.